Welcome to Waterhole. We're sitting down here today with Cody from CH Lonestar. We are so grateful that you've given us a chance to have our merch, and we're kind of displaying it here today. We're
for sure
loud and proud with the CH on. We even got the label on the back if we can. I can't show it, but
I wear one every single week when we do podcasts.
Awesome,
yeah. And if we're not wearing this, we're wearing an artist that you guys make.
Yeah,
guys.
cool. Like, I've got a lot of like the shirts you've made. Like I've got a couple Treaty Oak shirts. I got a Cody West shirt that we always have that like little in
for sure
to be able to like, hey, go check out CH. If you want fire merch like this, go check you guys out. But yeah. So you're you got your hand on a lot of pots. I hear.
I do. I'm actually this year is kind of. I've had my hands in a lot of pots for sure. I got a kid on the way.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
So thank you. And so kind of have thought, man, I need to kind of tighten up on those too many hands. And so truthfully now I'm just, I do a lot of, the hunting world, just taking care of musicians. I built a studio in the shop. There's a lot going on in the last 5 years. We've been massively growing very quickly. And not truthfully even intentionally, it's just been happening.
Yeah.
And then I think this year has slowed me down thinking, hey man, I got a kid on the way. I need to tighten up on things, and instead of being good or try to be good at everything, be good at 5 things and be good at those. Exactly. And so, I think every business owner truthfully goes through that. And so now, I'm just going to work on the merch business hardcore. I built the studio, and truthfully, like, I don't play, I don't write, I don't know anything, but I put a lot of money into that studio, and I built that for musicians that have got me where I am today. And I just see a lot of up-and-comers that can't afford to go to the big dog studios. And so truthfully, I built it for them to use and abuse. And so I put a lot of money into that thing, and I don't charge to rent it out. Like, I just let people use it. So like Hayden Hilliard, there's a couple people in there that use it. And so, and we're about to kind of probably add on to it a little bit more, just to build some more rooms to kind of help for the musician side. And then I use it for the little CH sesh thing that I've dabbled in. And so, I think I'll still be doing that. And we'll see what happens there. And so, and then the hunting thing, I love doing that. I do that with On Tour Outdoor, a couple of different brands. And so I'll still do that, but I gotta slow down on the schedule a little bit. Yeah. And so, and just even festivals, like, I take care of a lot of festivals. I love them. I love going to every single one of them, but having a kid on the way, I'm like, man, I'll probably have to have a year, that I kind of have to adjust for that. And so, I've been to Outlaw and Legends Festival already, LJT Festival, and then Calf Fry. So like last week was LJT, this week was Calf Fry. And so I'm very lucky to have a wife that is cool with me being gone as much as I am, So we'll see what happens. But no, I mean, it's exciting to see how we've grown as CH. I've had a lot of loyal people have my back, and musicians, brands, companies get us where we are today. And so, times are changing, and, just got to be on the grind and keep going at it,
Yeah.
So, but I do appreciate you guys letting us print your merch.
Yeah. Thank you so much for
collabing a little bit on that stuff. So.
Well, I mean, you're saying that you appreciate everybody that's helped you. We appreciate you. I mean, you're them for us, so we appreciate that a lot.
And it's a whole team deal. We're helping each other,
And just from what you were saying about like helping artists, like with the studio stuff and recording music, I feel like we have a lot of overlap there, because like that's how we feel. Because like we've gotten the opportunity to have like a lot of artists give us chance, like bigger artists, like Randy Rogers, Wayne Clark Green, Treaty Oak, Gio that's headlining tonight. We've had him on.
Yep.
And so, but we still love talking to those smaller musicians. Like we did almost all the Battle of the Bands people that competed.
That's cool.
And then so we're able to help give them a platform, give them content if they want to go clip it out, whatever, kind of advertise for themselves and get in front of a new audience,
For sure.
And then we do some music stuff too. So we got like the GC&HM sessions of like really similar to like what you're doing with your studio stuff. And it's really cool to kind of see like, no, there's other people out there that aren't talented like me. Rhett's got a little bit of talent; he can play guitar, but aren't talented like me that just love talking to people, love the music that they produce, and try to help them in some way. So
yeah, no man, 5 years ago, I've always been in the music scene but not to the level that I am now being in the business,
Yeah.
But, going to Rock and Rodeo in Denton, that was the place that I went to when I was younger. And just remember seeing, Sam Riggs and Mike Ryan, Parker, but I mean, it was just at a whole different level.
Yeah.
And now seeing a lot of those guys, it's crazy and blessed to see where all those guys have been or are going, and us at the same time. I would have never thought in a million years we'd all be where we are today.
Yeah.
One of the ones that I always wanted to print for when I got into the printing business, it's just crazy, is Bart Crow. From when I was younger, I'm like, Bart Crow would be so cool to print for. Well, I do all this stuff now.
Cool.
And so it's,
cool.
And I've done it for 3 or 4 years now, so it's just like kind of more of a celebrity deal in my brain. Like, man, like I get to do stuff for Bart Crow, and now, and then it goes to the net, and then it just all these different levels of musicians. And, I don't know. I love helping up and comers. I like helping them from the very beginning and just going through it for the long run. It's really cool to do business with a lot of those guys. And even when they do grow and, sign with labels or anything like that, it's cool. You're proud of them, hey, they finally went to the next level. And, that's what we're all about, is all of it. I think a big chunk of us want to see everybody succeed, and so when that happens, it's really cool to see that happen.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
who was your first, so when we started, we did the podcast for probably 4 or 5 months before we ever had anybody on that was like, wow, I can't believe we just had them on. We had Treaty Oak was our first big one. So who was your first big client that you were like, wow?
Man, it's really tricky. It's really tricky because a lot of the clients that I've worked with was kind of at the beginning stage, I would say that one of the biggest ones when they were already there was probably Sam Riggs. And, Sam Riggs kind of slowed down there for a little bit to take care of his family. But before that, like I kind of was with him on his last tour on that thing, and so that was kind of crazy. And then Aaron Watson, he kind of got tired a little bit of the Nashville stuff, and so he moved a lot of his production and everything here to Texas, and he picked us. And so that was really cool. So, like, I would say that those two were probably the ones that were, like, in the bigger quote-unquote scene that we picked up when they were bigger. But, like, starting from the beginning, I would say, Treaty Oak was kind of starting from the beginning with us. And it's been probably 2.5 years with Treaty Oak, and then it's kind of crazy. All the years kind of get blurred. Mm-hmm. But and then like Red Clay Strays has been 3.5 years, and like when I met them, we were at Mile Zero. They didn't even play like any of the stages. They were playing like little private gigs around the area. Yeah, and everybody was blowing them up like, why doesn't Red Clay Strays have merch? And everybody kept tagging us, hey, CH is the merch deal. So I appreciate all the fans of Mile Zero for having my back on that. And so they we're on the phone, I'm driving home from Key West and they're driving home at the same time to Alabama, and we're on the phone like talking about merch and talking about what we can do. And I'm like, what are you guys trying to do? Man, we're just trying to sell a shirt. Well, it's on a whole different level now, and so it ain't just a t-shirt, it's pallets, and so when that happens, it's crazy to see how that's happened. But I don't know. It's not even always about who's the biggest in my brain. It's just always cool to just help the guys from the beginning and grow together. Like I want to look at it in 20 years and be like, man, that was one hell of a run. Like we didn't need nobody to do merch. We did it together on our own. You know what I mean? And that's my outlook on it, And so, we take care of a ton of people. We do e-commerce, print on demand. So like where people print in bulk and hold it in bulk, we actually print on demand to where like that logo that you have on your shirt, we can print it on black, blue, pink, purple, whatever. People order it online, then we print it on demand and ship it straight to them. Hats are the same way. If you have black hats in bulk and you're like, I got 12 customers wanting a camo hat, but I don't want to order 50 camo hats to make a minimum or 24, we make them on demand. So that's a really cool thing. So a lot of that stuff is made on demand in production time of like 7 to 12 business days. So we say 7 to 10.
Yeah.
And so that's really cool that we have that. And then we have an embroidery department that we can run up to about 1,000 items a day. And then our screen printing to production is up to about 2,500 shirts an hour in a perfect world. And so we can run some production.
That's awesome.
And so, and then stickers, banners, we do a lot of that stuff. Haven't really let this out to the public yet because we're kind of running through some trial stuff.
Hot drop live on the podcast right here.
Yep. So, but I quietly kind of become a broker on vinyls. And so it's a slow deal that we're taking our time on, having our hands in too many pots. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're just kind of taking that one slow and making sure that everything's in line and doing it correctly and doing all that. And so I become a broker on doing vinyls where I get really, really good deals on vinyls.
That's
so
awesome.
8 to 10 week production time, minimum 100 vinyls. So like a lot of places are 300 to 500. I can do 100 minimum. And so that's a really cool thing to help some of the more up and comers. It's like, man, I'd really like to have vinyl, but can't afford it.
Yep.
So there's some options there that we can look at and help guys like that too.
That's awesome.
So, but no, man, we take care of a lot of musicians and brands too, and so I don't know, I don't care if you spend $1 or $1 million, like I said earlier, like I want to take care of everybody the same. And I've been that way since day one.
Yeah.
And quality is number one for us.
Yeah.
So, but
Obviously, I mean, look how fire this shirts are.
there you
Like,
go.
Perfect.
Yeah, man.
And I think we finalized it like, say it was like a Monday, and then like the shirts were at my door the next Monday. It was like
Yeah, it was pretty
I was
quick. When
shocked
you
at how
approve it,
fast 100 shirts got
Yeah.
shipped.
for sure. Our turnaround time, that's something good to talk about, is like our turnaround time is 2-week turnaround time on bulk production. So our e-commerce is, I guess that would be 2 weeks, so 7 to 10 days. And then our bulk on screen printing, embroidery, laser engraved items, promotional items, all that stuff is usually around 2-week turnaround time. So I mean, I feel like that's pretty good.
That's really fast.
So-
Yeah, that's.
And I mean, I've done stuff and we do stuff way faster too. There's rush fees, stuff like that. I mean, we've done stuff in a 24-hour period, and it's not something that like we want to do.
You're gonna pay for it.
If you want it,
If you
we
want
can
it,
make it
we'll
happen.
do it.
So,
But you're gonna pay a little bit
Yeah.
for it, which is totally understandable.
For sure.
I mean, if you're having to get all your guys out there.
100%.
Flatland.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool. Let's go.
Cool. Heck yeah, man. That's awesome.
Just confirmed Flatland, so that's awesome.
So that means CH Lonestar will get Flatland soon.
That's
Yeah,
right.
there you
Let's
go.
go. Yeah.
So I've actually done some of their stuff in the past.
Oh, cool.
When I was working with Art, Art was their merch guy for a long time. We did a lot of rope hats for them at a certain moment.
Yeah.
I think that was about 2 years ago.
Did your guys design the calf fry stuff, or did they send you guys design?
They sent us some of the designs, and then we built some of it. So it was kind of half and half.
That's another thing too. So I made something similar to this that was over. I'm not a graphic designer. I'm not anything. So it was probably way too complicated. Like probably would have been like 20 colors.
It's just the AI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's the AI.
Everyone's loving AI
Yeah,
right now.
Yeah.
And so I sent it to them, and your team sent us back this, which is way better than what we had sent.
Cool.
And so it
Good
was
deal.
like, and that was like same day type thing
Yeah.
too. I mean, it was
Yeah.
really quick, and it turned out better than what we had envisioned.
Cool.
So
Heck yeah. Yeah, the art side for me has gotten really tricky because like I do have an art department. And there's, we got Hillary, Marcella, Kendra, and then I have about 7 people for the art department.
Really?
And so, and Kendra helps with the art side and marketing. Hillary's one of our designers. Marcella's my assistant / designer. And then I have a couple of contracted designers and then a couple that work from home. And so we have a pretty good team for that. But it's funny because like I guess because I've looked at so much art in the last 5 years, I almost think that I'm kind of stuck in a spot right now where I want it to be so perfect that it's never perfect, and I'm in a big struggle with that. Like, I'll go to the artist, and that department and say, hey, we gotta have a meeting, and they're like, oh boy, here we go, and I'm like, I want to fix this, I want to fix this, I want to fix this, and they're like, Cody, it looks really good, and like, the whole company, I'm like, do you not see the problem here? And they're like, no, it looks really good, and I get really mad because they're not on my side, and it's like, but then I have to go back and I'm like, am I just being way too insanely picky? You know what I mean? Like, I question myself a lot on that. But at the end of the day, I want the best, and so, and they do too. I think just looking at art all the time, it gets, your brain starts to get,
it starts to hurt a little bit.
Yeah. So, mine hurts a lot.
So when we were talking to people about like, hey, what do you want us to talk about? Whenever we're like doing like some advertising for you, they're like, we can do anything. Like literally anything you want. You want socks? We'll do socks. We can
make it happen.
I've told people that I made empty promises for you. I've told people if you want underwear with your face on it,
we will probably figure out how to make that.
We'll have Cody figure out how to do underwear with your face.
So if you get any underwear orders, that's on us.
There you go. For sure.
Yeah. What I want you to do, I think beer cans would be cool if you could figure out how to do beer.
That would be cool.
So we got a new sponsor, Iron Monk here in Stillwater. They do brewing, and they got a custom calf rye beer that Cody has right here, and I think we're gonna try all these live.
Let's try it.
He's got the calf rye beer. Rhett's got the 1890 right here, and then I've got Silly Wheat, and I have never tried Silly Wheat. It's their most popular.
Where are they located out of?
Right here in Stillwater.
Oh, cool.
Stillwater, Oklahoma.
Cheers.
Do I get an ASMR sip in that?
Yes, please.
That's actually pretty good. I like that.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
I don't really drink beer a lot anymore, but I actually like that. That's really good.
Cool. That's awesome. What are your thoughts, Rhett?
I'm trying to figure out what I would compare it to. I was trying to. Is yours a light or is yours a heavier one?
Mine's a light beer.
Okay, I think mine's I'm getting like a Blue Moon type of.
That's kind.
I'm a big Blue Moon fan, so
I get kind of, less of a Blue Moon, but kind of more towards your like kind of light beer type of.
I guess this is a lighter one too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have the head brewer on tomorrow, and he said that was one of the lightest beers.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's actually pretty smooth. It's not like if you're not a beer drinker, you can eat. I gotta fake this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
But this is actually, I could drink this today.
This is the same way. This one, it doesn't have like any bite to it at all.
Yeah.
It's just like kind of just real
cool.
This 1890 is a little stronger. Like it's definitely like a
bold.
Yeah, bold beer, but it's got a great flavor. It's got like a little bit of citrus something in
really?
there. Yeah.
Ah, cool. Kind of like a Blue Moon or like a Shock Top kind of.
Like a Blue Moon but better.
Yeah. So they built this for calf rye, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yep. It's a limited edition beer.
I'm gonna have to get a couple of these. Take to the house.
Yes.
So what the brew is new, but they're using it for a couple different events. So they're having like there's an event here at the country club, and it's called it was a clever golf name.
Yeah. I forgot what they call it too.
Like First Tee or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Anyway, but they're doing like the limited run cans. They're only doing so many here at Calf Fry.
Okay.
And they're only doing so many for that event. So unless you're at that private event or this event, you're not going to get try
cool.
this.
Yeah.
So.
Cool.
See, what I want to see is a CH and Iron Monk collab.
Yeah,
like you get.
I've always wanted a CH beer. But
that's a
lot. I got my hands in too many things.
I know. So you said you're going to be a father, or already? Is this your first?
Yes,
kid?
I'm having a boy.
So congratulations! I had my first son, my firstborn son, 2.5 weeks ago.
Cool. Heck yeah, man! Congrats.
Yeah. So congrats to you.
I'm happy. My wife, because I think just business has been just so crazy here the last couple of months, and just I've been on the run and on the go. She's like, "Are you excited?" I'm like, "I am excited." I think just so much is going on, and she's like, "You just kind of freak me out." Yeah, and I'm like, "Yes, I am happy.
Yeah,
I'm ready. I am ready. I'm ready, but I'm scared ready. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
I know it's something that I want, but I kind of need at the same time. You know what I mean? Like I'm I'm ready for that to happen in my life. You know?
Exactly. It's just it's a completely different feeling than anything else. It's
Yeah.
really weird to like describe, especially like
It's weird now, like
Yeah.
hanging out with buddies and friends or guys that I do business with, where, you know, the last 5 years we've talked about partying and,
Yeah.
you know, on the road and going to festivals, and now we are talking about what strollers we're buying and stuff. I'm like, oh, times have changed.
Yeah,
You know, like
yeah.
me and my buddy Jake, he has On Tour Outdoor. We do a lot of hunting and stuff, and so, you know, it's me, him, and Mike Ryan, and we're sitting there at the hunting lodge where usually we would be doing a lot of partying, and instead we're talking about kids and talking about how, you know, how the emergency room went, or, you know, when they went to have their kid and all that. And I'm like, man, things have really changed in our lives, you know? And so, but it's really cool. His name's going to be Kaysen. It's weird. I've always wanted that.
Yeah, that's really close to what my son's name's Colson.
Oh, cool. Heck
Yeah.
yeah. I've always wanted, it was weird when I was a kid. I was 17, 18. I said, man, if I ever have a kid, I want his name to be Kaysen. So then when I got married, I was like, hey, if we have a kid, can our first one be Kaysen? She was like, yeah, I love it. That's fine. And so it's kind of cool. I got to pick the name that I've always wanted, you know, and so.
The only name that I've thought of before was I really want, if we have a girl, for it to be named Casey.
Yeah.
I don't with a C. I don't know why I like that name so much. I think I want to call her Case. I don't know why.
For sure.
It's something that you can shorten. Although I don't want to shorten Colson because everybody's gonna call him Cole, and that's already gonna happen. And I don't want it to. I don't know why. I don't.
Yeah. So, and I mean, think about it. We're just sitting here talking about kids and names where back in the day we'd been talking about party, and it's just times have changed, you know.
But we still got an Iron Monk beer.
We-
So times are still good.
That's true. But no, I mean, we did a lot of hunting this year. We went to Florida. I went to Mexico. Mexico is a whole different level of hunting.
Yeah.
But it was really, really cool too. And so we've took Mike, Shane Smith, Dylan, Geo, Sam with Treaty Oak. I took Cameron Hobbs, if you guys know who that is. We took him hunting. Oh, God, I'm missing a couple. Eric Willis. I'm missing one. Mark Powell. So we all went on a bunch of different hunts, you know. So it's been really cool. It was a really crazy year. Turkey hunting, deer hunting, alligator hunting. So alligator fishing is what I'd call it. So we went out there, and usually what you do is you throw a rope in with some meat, and you hook them and you pull them in. Well, the guy that we're with, his name's Chris. He's kind of hit it viral in the TikTok world, and so he fishes like off of the bank and catches like 800, 900-pound sharks, like insane.
Wow, that's
and
crazy.
so when we took him turkey hunting in Florida, and he's like, man, let's catch one of these alligators on a fishing pole. And I'm like, ain't no damn way. Well, we caught an alligator on a fishing pole. And you would think, oh, you can pull an alligator in. No.
Yeah.
Those are one of the strongest animals I have ever tried to even mess with in my entire life. It was insane. Yeah. Like, it took 3 of us to pull him in from the water.
Wow.
So, but no, the hunting world's been really fun. I'm excited to see, you know, the musician side of the world and like the festivals and everything that's happening. There's a lot of new stuff going on, and I'm excited to see what happens there, you know.
Did you catch Stagecoach this year?
I did not. So,
have you heard about Eric Church's set?
No.
Did you hear about that? Okay, so he was a headliner on Friday night. And so when he came out, he did an hour and a half seated acoustic.
That's cool.
With a choir.
Really?
Instead of like a band and all that stuff. And people are really kind of hating on that.
Really?
I was just curious what your guys' takes were on all that.
What would I think? I mean, I think it all depends on the setting, truthfully, because like, man, I've went to Albany Live and seen Shane Smith, and it was literally his fiddle player and him, and that's it, you know. And I've seen him with his whole band and whole crew, and they kill it. And then but that was like a theater level. Where it wouldn't, in my opinion, maybe not make sense for a full band. It was just more of a listening. We sat there. It was a very nice deal that they had. Like, we went and ate, and everyone was kind of suited up. Everybody was dressed up. It was really, really cool. And so, but like it was a very listening moment thing that we went to. And so I would just say, I think it all depends on the fans and the setting.
Yeah.
Maybe that just wasn't the right timing for that to happen. In my mind, not seeing anything about it or judging any of that, I would say maybe I was a little bit of weird, maybe bad timing for that, in my opinion. But I think in certain deals, like a theater deal, I mean, I think that would be badass to hear, something like that, where you really can sit down and listen to the voices and not just the drums or the guitar. And I think that would make it a different level of, music.
Yeah.
So I think it just all depends on the setting of that.
I will say, like, it seems like Stagecoach is like kind of known for like having like kind of like weird, like not weird stuff, but like unique style, like
For sure.
Post Malone doing 90s country covers and coming out with Dwight Yoakam, stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So it seems like I could see that being okay for Eric to do that.
Was that the one that, it was Post Malone, Hardy, all of them came out on? There was a show that just happened, and that all, I might be way off.
Could
on
be.
That. It was about 5 guys that came out.
Yeah.
Playing.
They just did the Hicks tape album.
Okay.
There's several. It was like a Joe Diffie
Yeah.
tribute.
Huh. That's cool. This was actually at a concert or like a festival deal where it was just randomly all these guys started showing up and popping off, and I don't even.
It probably was Stagecoach.
Yeah.
Okay, I think it was that one.
Yeah.
I just seen a little bit of social media on that. I was like, damn, that's kind of cool. You know?
Yeah.
A lot of these guys that I don't even think was even on the lineup, and they just started popping up playing. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Who are you excited to see out here this weekend?
Man, it's been. I wouldn't say I have to be careful. I would just say that all the festivals I take care of, they all have their awesome lineups. Like Outlaw and Legends had one hell of a lineup this year. LJT had a really cool lineup too. But like I will say that in a personal opinion, like I do business with all those guys, and I'm not just saying they have a perfect lineup because I do business with them. But I will say CAFRA, I think they knocked it out of the park this year with their lineup. If you look at it in a way, like tonight, like they got 3 guys that could all be headliners. You know what I mean? Like that's what's insane. Like, and they backed them up against each other, and then tomorrow night, same thing. And the next night, it's the same thing. Like I think in my opinion, they put some lineups together that I don't think anyone's touched this year at all, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You don't really see a Dill and a Co and a Treaty Oak backed up against each other like that, in my opinion.
Yeah.
They're all 3 in different spots.
Yeah.
Or headlining their own, So it's really cool to see them all 3. I think tonight's going to be a little crazy.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun.
So,
and who knows if we get Gio on after we?
Yeah.
Who knows what'll happen?
You never know with that man. So I've went hunting with him, and he's a character for sure.
Yeah.
But I love him. He's a good dude.
We're supposed to be working something out with going down. We're supposed to stay at his house for a day or 2.
Heck yeah.
And we want to swing by the shop.
Yeah, come by the shop.
Check things
We're not
out.
very far from each other.
Yeah.
I think 30, 45 minutes away from each other. So, yeah, he just got him a new house. He's pretty nice house.
Yeah.
So I remember when we were sitting there in the blind, he's like, look at my new house. Haven't even moved in yet. We just closed on it. And I'm like, I'd be moving in and closed in on it. I wouldn't be here hunting. Like, I'd be excited, And he was sitting there hunting and hanging out, and it was him and Sam. It was a good time. And so, no, it's cool. Gio is one heck of a character for sure. Yeah. So, but for you guys, what would you guys say? I feel like I'm turning the tables a little bit.
Perfect.
Good.
I love it.
For you guys you guys have done a lot of these sessions or, podcast sessions, I would say. It's tricky because I feel like every single one of them had their moment, or they all have their, it's hard to pick a favorite, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
So, because each one of them have their favorite memory.
Yeah, for sure.
What would you say one of your favorite memories would be then? And
that's a really good question, because I can probably list off 3 or 4 that are like up there,
for sure.
Like Huser Brothers. Like they're hilarious.
Yeah. So I do some of their merch.
Yeah.
Man, I've known them for a good couple of years now.
Yeah.
Those guys. Yeah, we're actually talking about doing one together.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, after you bringing that up, like, those guys are a hoot.
They're
like,
hilarious. They're like,
you just don't know what's going to come out the mic.
They had a shirt that was Hughes Your Daddy.
Yeah.
And they were talking about that. That was hilarious.
Is it the one of his brother holding, or the older Hughes Your Daddy shirt?
I think
these were the older ones.
Okay,
Yeah.
have you seen the new one?
Yeah, I saw them on your story today.
Oh, really?
Actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Really?
so, yes, it's hilarious.
Really good.
So, yeah. So, Zach actually didn't tell his brother, and we built a shirt that said, "Who's your daddy?" And it had him touching his nipple. and then we printed these shirts, and then he found out about it. So it's pretty funny. But now we got to do one and do the tables turn.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly.
So we're just waiting for the perfect
Yeah.
picture.
Then like Treaty Oak, we talked about Calf Fry Christmas.
Man, that was an insane show.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
gave me goosebumps kind of show for
Yeah.
sure. No, that's cool that you guys got to do that with that one. I feel like I keep cutting you off.
No.
But that was awesome.
But like Sam told a story on that one that was him talking about they were supposed to have how they have like the intro and outros for No Vacancy. They were supposed to have an intro and an outro, and he was telling a story about a guy that came on, or not came on, that was at one of their shows, and it was just hilarious. It was a hilarious story.
That's awesome.
That's a really favorite memory. And then like William Clark Green playing an unreleased song.
That's cool. That's cool.
On our podcast, and then after that, it's probably Braxton Keith playing an unreleased song. I don't know if you've checked him out.
I've done some stuff for Braxton in the past. That was when we very first started.
Yeah,
and we were doing some stuff for him for a couple years there.
Yeah.
So he's a really good dude.
Yeah,
He's really stepped it up in the game in the last couple of years too. I'm proud of that dude.
Yeah, he
We went
played
bowling with him.
Yeah.
The next day.
That's cool.
He played Cozy. Let me kick my mic.
He's damn good. Man.
Yeah, he played Cozy acoustically, and I love the version that he put out, but I love our version more.
Yeah.
It's on our YouTube channel. Go check it out.
Heck yeah.
It's fantastic.
Cool.
And
Hell
all of
yeah.
his songs are just
Man, he's good. He's really good, and
very talented.
for just being young. It's funny, man. That brings back like old memories. So like me and Braxton, this is when he like first started. We would I would be sitting there sewing hats. This is kind of the stuff that I miss. You know what I mean? Like having 25 employees now and being blessed to be where I am today, I do miss, like I would sit in the shop at 11 o'clock at night and me and him would be FaceTiming or, Facebook Live trying to stir up some, customers or whatever, fans or whatever we're looking for. And we'd sit there and be like, hey, man, let's just do a little Facebook Live deal and you play some music and let's just bullshit and talk and I'll sew some hats. Sitting there sewing hats and, Facebook Live in it, back in the day. I mean, I was working with Jared Morris and Braxton Keith, a lot of those guys together. They were playing together. So, but what's another one?
I've laid out a couple there.
I'm trying to think here. For me, the one I appreciate the most is Treaty Oak.
Yeah,
because they were the first one to give us a chance. Far as just funny, the Brian White one from Brian White of the Damn Quails was an absolute hilarious episode. I mean, it was just
he's a crazy guy.
Yeah.
Oh man, there's so many we've done. So we have 87 out, or 87 comes out Monday.
Damn, man, that's awesome, dude.
And we have probably 20 plus recorded.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
Which is good because we never run out, but we're always like, we'll do like Geo later.
For sure.
Like, when's it going to come out? And I'm like, I have no idea.
Yeah. And so that's actually kind of what I've been struggling with a little bit is like, I have people I didn't realize like when I did this, it was just more of like a hobby deal for myself. I know that seems kind of stupid, but I was like, man, I just kind of wanted to do this I'm going to be at home. I got a kid on the way. It's something I can do from home and kind of maybe slow down on the hunting stuff and all that and do more of something. It's behind my house where I go straight home and I'm with my wife. And so I did the first one with Wade Bagley, and it kicked off. And then I started getting asked about it all the time. I'm like, maybe this is something I need to try, And so then my phone blew up, and I had like no bullshit, like 20 people. Hey, you gonna do one of those with me? You gonna do one? And I'm like, that's kind of cool. Maybe I need to do these things. And so I got some pretty exciting ones lined up. I did one with Mark Powell with Outlaw and Legends Festival. I do have one coming out with Cameron Hobbs. That one's an interesting one. We got a little buzz on, and then he started talking about his heartbreak love stories, and how he wrote some music. So it's really, really good. And I realized, and this is kind of weird that we're talking about this on here, but I've realized you just don't give it to them. You just post it and you surprise them, because man, they will pick it apart.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so now Cameron's kind of like, man, I'm a little stressed about this one. We got a little drunk on that one. And I'm like, yeah, that's part of it, man.
Yeah.
If I can keep from sending it to somebody beforehand, I do. I never bring it up.
For sure. Yeah. And so
Look at it.
Sorry for the technical difficulties, everybody, but thank you, Cody, for coming on. We genuinely appreciate you giving us a chance and doing all our merch, and we're really excited to see what we can both do here.
For sure. Thank you for everything too. For sure.
Thank you.
Awesome. We'll be doing this again soon.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's been fun.
Yep. Thank you.